Reaped from District 1, the District of Jewelry and Luxury, are Solstice and Auburn. District 2's tributes from Masonry and Weapons are Symphony and Rose. Electronics, District 3, Reaped Avis and Oatmeal. District 4, Fishing, whose tributes are Nemo and Talva. District 5, Electricity. Their tributes are Endy and Honeydew. District 6, Transportation. The tributes are Orion and September. District 7, Lumber. Their tributes are Pinecone and Bubbles. District 8, Textiles. Their tributes are called Altair and Elide. District 9, Grain. The tributes are Regalis and Epona. From District 10, the District of Livestock, Truffles and Equinox. From District 11, Agriculture, we have Jinx and Sleet. And from the Coal Mining District of 12, we have Whiz and Dream. Let the Hunger Games begin, and may the odds be ever in your favor. At the bloodbath, each tribute stands on their podium, and the gong sounds. Talva runs away from the cornucopia. Rose gathers as much food as she can. Avis runs away from the cornucopia. Bubbles, September, and Pinecone work together to get as many supplies as possible. Sleet runs away from the cornucopia. Honeydew takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Epona runs into the cornucopia and hides. Auburn and Jinx fight for a bag. Auburn gives up and retreats. Solstice runs away from the cornucopia. Altair takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. What is going on with the sickles? Truffles takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Dream runs away from the cornucopia. Equinox throws a knife into Symphony's head. Okay. Violence. Whiz runs away from the cornucopia. Regalis runs away from the cornucopia. Nemo and Elide fight for a bag. Nemo gives up and retreats. Coward. Endy finds Oatmeal hiding in the cornucopia and kills her. Oh dear. Okay, bye Oatmeal. Orion grabs a backpack and retreats. Truffles discovers a cave on day 1. Talva sets an explosive off, killing Sleet, Nemo, and Endy. Okay, girl, you're at 3. Honeydew searches for firewood. Avis thinks about home. Bubbles, Regalis, Epona, and Elide raid Pinecone's camp while he is hunting. Poor Pinecone. Orion discovers a cave, just like Truffles. Altair searches for a water source. Solstice tends to September's wounds. Dream tends to Whiz's wounds. Auburn fishes. Jinx injures himself. Sounds like Jinx. Rose receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Okay. Equinox sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. From day 1, fallen tributes. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Symphony from District 2. Oatmeal from District 3. Sleet from District 11. Nemo from District 4. And Endy from District 5 are fallen. Let's proceed. On night 1, Altair goes to sleep. Solstice and Auburn run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Okay. Bubbles screams for help. I can get behind that. Jinx, Truffles, and Regalis sleep in shifts. September, Whiz, and Talva discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Dream, Epona, and Equinox unsuccessfully ambush Honeydew, Rose, and Elide, who kill them instead. Pinecone starts to fire. Oh, don't do that, Pinecone. Orion silently snaps Avis's neck. I can see that going down. Elide is pricked by thorns while picking berries. It's day 2, by the way. Regalis tries to sleep through the entire day. Oh, that's not going to work. Orion chases Talva. That's a very funny image in my head. Whiz is unable to convince September not to kill him. Truffles, Rose, and Bubbles hunt for other tributes. Solstice and Pinecone split up to search for resources. Altair injures himself. Auburn attacks Honeydew, but she manages to escape. Jinx sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Dream, Epona, Equinox, Avis, and Whiz have all fallen. Okay, that's 5 again. Eli repeatedly stabs Regalus to death. Truffles starts a fire. September, Jinx, and Honeydew sleep in shifts. Solstice receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Rose lets Pinecone into her shelter. Auburn stays awake all night. Altair tends to Orion's wounds. Bubbles receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Talva climbs up a tree to rest. Guys, I don't think horses can climb. Solstice kills Jinx with his own weapon. Oh. Eli injures herself. Honeydew, Truffles, September, Rose, and Auburn hunt for other tributes. Bubbles kills Altair as he tries to run. Orion goes hunting. Pinecone discovers a river. Talva receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Regalus, Jinx, and Altair have fallen. Night 3. Solstice questions his sanity. Talva loses sight of where she is. Pinecone cooks his food before putting his fire out. September climbs a tree to rest. Bubbles receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Orion sets up camp for the night. Rose starts a fire. Truffles cries himself to sleep. Honeydew screams for help. Eli and Auburn sleep in shifts. Honeydew overhears September and Pinecone talking in the distance. Solstice receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Truffles attempts to climb a tree, but falls on Orion, killing them both. Auburn, Bubbles, and Eli hunt. Auburn, Bubbles, Eli, and Talva hunt for other tributes. Rose accidentally steps on a landmine. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Truffles, District 10, Orion, District 6, and Rose from District 2 have died. Auburn cries herself to sleep. Talva loses sight of where she is. Solstice throws a knife into Pinecone's chest. Eli starts a fire. Okay, I just gotta say, Solstice is killing it. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. September decides not to go to the feast. How did I mess that up? Solstice decides not to go to the feast. Auburn accidentally steps on a landmine. Okay. Talbot takes a staff leaning against the cornucopia. Bubbles decides not to go to the feast. Eli decides not to go to the feast. September, Talbot, and Bubbles get into a fight. Talbot triumphantly kills them both. Powers from the staff. Eli tries to spear a fish with a trident. Solstice accidentally steps on a landmine. Oof. 6 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Pinecone, Honeydew, Auburn, September, Bubbles, and Solstice have died. Talva kills Eli for her supplies. The winner is Talva of District 4. And that was our Hunger Games. I will see everybody for the next one.